Hey there, welcome back to the Maverick channel, and here we talk about different ways in which people are actually making money or making a living or making a bunch of virtual goods online, and through this they're making a living. And the space is pretty wild. Now we talk about cryptocurrencies obviously because that's the best way to have access to the financial infrastructure online, but we also talk about things like NFTs. Obviously they're part of the cryptocurrency space. Don't be like those people that say we want Bitcoin, or rather we want blockchain but not Bitcoin. So this is it. What I want to show in this video today is this platform right here. Of course there are a bunch of platforms that you can use. We're going to talk about NFTs in case you're confused. So NFTs are part of cryptocurrencies, as most of you know. You can trade different cryptocurrencies, but when it comes to NFTs, there are these contracts that started with the Ethereum network, but there's other blockchains like the Wax blockchain, there's the Polygon network, there's Solana, and so on. All of these are implementing some way, shape, or form NFTs. So NFTs are art, essentially, or rather the representation of these things called non-fungible tokens, where you have a one-to-one representation of whatever value you want to represent, and it's mostly showed in terms of pictures. Now, NFT Plaza, just like many other applications out there, is a really good way to catch yourself up on what's happening in the crypto space. You can use other platforms like OpenSea if you want to see trade volume, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. So NFT Plaza, I found, is a really good website if you want to catch yourself up, especially if you're new to this whole ecosystem. There's a homepage where you can find daily news on, for example, you can see Utes. There's an NFT called Utes that moved from Polygon to Ethereum. Now we know Ethereum is an extremely expensive platform, but it is the mother of NFTs. It is the mother of most of the trade volume that's happening in this space. Now, Utes launched on Polygon for probably obvious reasons. It's lower fees there and so on. But it's surprising to see that their transition to Ethereum was received really well. So, if you're new to the NFT space, this is one way to sort of quickly catch up on what's happening. What are NFTs? What's going on? So you can see latest news, NFT news, metaverse news, education, NFT guides, and more. So when you read through a bunch of these things, you can get some of the wild stories happening in NFT space, like the Ute story, like how Punji Penguins NFTs defied the bear market to flourish. Now that's another set of NFTs. There are a bunch of profile picture based NFTs, there are like 8,000 of them, and they're trading for a crazy amount. They were initially at about 0.03 Ethereum, and now they're trading for about 5 Ethereum. And recently they were just in about November last year, they were trading for about 2 Ethereum. So they're essentially up by like $5,000 in dollar amount, which is pretty crazy, like 3 Ethereum more. And this is all happening in the bear market. So that's the type of craziness you want to catch yourself up with. And then you venture out into platforms like the Sandbox or Decentraland and so on, where you can find a different package of NFTs, like real estate. For example, Decentraland is a place where you can trade virtual real estate. But when you get into this real estate, you can build virtual experiences. You can build a museum, you can build a game, you can build all kinds of experiences because you own the land, and that's the whole essence of NFTs. You own the property, cannot be taken away from you, and you can build onto it whatever you wish. You can even make it gated that if someone does not have a particular set of NFTs or goods or cryptocurrencies, they can't attend a particular event. You can lock it up, you can make it open, you can give away money, you can do whatever you want in this space. It's a virtual world, and it's amazing what people have done there. And with platforms like Decentraland, you can also create, these are wearables where the character can actually wear these NFTs. And so these things are selling to this day. In the bear market, you find, for example, a top list of wearables sellers. You can see Mama Trucks here sold 10 wearables of birthday wings, and they made like $465. And this just happened recently. This person, the Doki, sold one unique item. Unique essentially means there's one of it, there's no multiple. Then I think Mythic, there's like 100 of them, or I think 10 of them. Then there's things like Legendary where you get like 100 of those wearables. So this also speaks into the rarity. That's all the politics within NFTs and cryptocurrencies. How many do you make? How many this and that? That the supply and demand, you have to create a balance within that. It depends on how long it has taken you or what your targets are. My name is Maverick on my channel, and to buy a name in a platform like Decentraland, you need about, I think it's still at about 100 mana. At the current price of mana, which is the native token of Decentraland, which is the native currency of this platform, what you're seeing right here, I think 100 mana is the minimum amount of money that you can use to buy your identity, which becomes yours. No one can take it away, so which is about $28. So it's not too surprising that there's someone offering or giving a global offer. I think it's a global offer, otherwise I'd be flattered if it's just my offer, or $5, because they know they can flip it for a higher price, potentially, probably to me, because it's an identity that I affiliate with. It represents my online presence. So we talked about Pudgy Penguins. When you go to platforms like OpenSea, there's many others out there, but OpenSea is the biggest. It's a place where you can trade your NFTs on Ethereum, and they've added other networks as well, like Polygon, Solana, and so on. So you can you can arrange these NFTs in terms of the lowest price or the recently listed, best offer, most viewed, oldest, and so on. And you can see the offers on these NFTs. For example, whoever owns this particular Pudgy Penguin, you can take a look at the price action. It was 2.4 Ethereum at some point, and it went up to 5 Ethereum, went back to 3.9 Ethereum, and now it's trading for 5.9 Ethereum with an offer of 5.14 Ethereum. That's pretty crazy. It's already in profit compared to its previous low. So you can look at these different NFTs. Another example of a Pudgy Penguin, you can look at there. I mean, this is funny. We're talking about penguins, guys. Pudgy Penguin, and I'm keeping a straight face as I'm saying this. It's pretty crazy. This thing is going for $8,000. So the other popular NFTs like the Azuki, these were popular in the previous bull market. I mean, this is all like a joke, but through that simplicity is why these things cost a crazy amount of money. And when you click on one of these, you can see that at some point they were trading for like 15 Ethereum. And remember, at the time, Ethereum was very expensive. It wasn't actually, there's a time Ethereum was $5,000, $4,000, $3,500. So around that time, so 15 Ethereum was a fortune. And they've dropped tremendously in price. But what's interesting is that they still have offers. 4.14 wrapped Ethereum or $6,000. You can trade this thing for it. But you have to remember that most of these NFTs actually were trading for a much lower price initially than this. For example, you can see 2.5 Ethereum probably around the time they launched, or maybe that's the time they exponentially went up and people started FOMOing into them. So it's pretty crazy. Actually, the whole point of this video is to inform you that if you hear that NFTs are dead, they're not. There's a reason why these NFTs are getting a lot of offers. Now, of course, I've talked about things like the MetaKey, they're building a game, and they're trying to figure out this whole experience in the metaverse and so on. And you can see, even if it's not trading that high compared to its previous all-time high of a ridiculous like 15, 20 Ethereum, with high trade volumes of about 100 ETH. It's crazy in the whole MetaKey ecosystem. Well, no, probably not 100 ETH. I think they go to about 30 ETH. So let's say around 15 ETH for the highest price of their most revered NFT in the MetaKey ecosystem. But you can see still has offers. I mean, you can collect like $500 compared to its previous price. That's nothing, but still. It's still not all NFTs still have offers, but the space continues to tick despite the bear market. And some of these companies, some of these people actually building in the background, they're building serious stuff. And sometimes the market tends to forget because, I mean, when you see like the Pudgy Penguins we were talking about, there's some developments happening in the background, utility. They're trying to add utility to these NFTs, trying to, for example, if you own one of them, you have sort of rights to give them to a third party that wants to advertise with them or use them in some way, shape, or form, and obviously you get a royalty with that. But if you let go of the NFT, then you no longer have those rights. We may have companies like the MetaKey that have fallen down in price, but I think because the market have lost sight of what is actually happening, these guys are developing an amazing game, and I can't wait to play it. So some of these things are going to evolve into some amazing stuff that we shall see in the future. Now, of course, there's examples like Artifact Studios with the CloneX profile-based pictures. These things were trading for a crazy amount of money, but even if they've dropped, as you can see, there's a steep drop in the curve. They've had a lot of issues in terms of politics. Some people did not get what they thought they would get because these guys promised certain things and then they created these factions. Maybe if you're in the US, you cannot mint, or if you're not in the US, you cannot have access to this. I wasn't part of the politics, but there was some politics like that led to the drop in these prices of these. But actually, initially, people that had these CloneXs got rewarded some multiple NFTs that were so expensive. So probably the market thinks that maybe it's not that valuable to hold them. But either way, if you still have one of them, I mean, if you minted it at the start, you can still claim like over $1,500. So that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, the crypto space is still ticking. The cryptocurrencies are still being bought out there. NFTs still have offers, some crazy offers. Of course, if you get into the territory of, actually, before you go into the Bored Apes, there's for example, something like this, the crummy squiggle. It's just a bunch of squiggles. It's like probably 7,000 of them, or 10, between 7 to 10,000 of them in total. And something like this is going for $13,000, $14,000 pretty much. Are you like, what is going on here? Guys, these are offers. So the person that owns it says, hey, if you give me 9.15 Ethereum, which is $14,370, I'll give it to you. But there's an offer right there of 13,403 United States dollars, and the next offer to that is 8.5 Ethereum, which is 13,300, and this person just isn't taking the offer. It's like, hey, you can just give me the money. It's crazy. Fortunes are being traded in the NFT space in the bear market. So imagine what's going to happen in the bull market. Some of these NFTs are going to survive. They're going to be trading for insane amounts of money. And if you slap utility on top of these NFTs, like for example, the Bored Ape Yacht people are building a metaverse. They have their own token. They have all these property rights in case you own one of these NFTs. It's like an intellectual property of some sort. You can do whatever with it, make music videos. We've seen Snoop Dogg and Eminem actually make videos about this. We've seen artists, controversies of people's Bored Apes being stolen back in the bull market. It's crazy. And for these, obviously, at some point, there was high at 75 Ethereum. At a time when Ethereum was between $3,500 to $4,000 or $5,000. And right now, you can collect up to $37,000 if you're tired of your Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT. So obviously, we're in bear market territory, but we're still seeing these amounts of volumes of these various NFTs trading for crazy amounts of money. Now, guys, what I did is that I went to OpenSea and looked out for the most popular NFTs out there. So I didn't list everything here, and I just clicked the first two or the first three. But if you dig deeper, there's some NFTs that have different traits that might be attractive to different people. Maybe the ape is golden or whatnot. And some of these have even much higher offers than this because they have traits that are niche within these niche or gated NFTs themselves. So, I mean, this was a simple video to bring to light in case you've forgotten what's happening in the crypto space. Just like the cryptocurrencies themselves, the NFTs are still getting bullish, and the things that are going to be built out there are going to emerge in the upcoming bull run or whenever the attention comes back to the crypto space. It's going to be wild out there. So keep paying attention to this. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.